Good evening, dear Kuwait television viewers, and welcome to another new episode of your weekly program, Kuwait in 30 Minutes. The English News and Political Programs Department has prepared a variety of reports that highlight the main events that have recently taken place across Kuwait. Our committed team of reporters is constantly engaged in numerous events with the objective of keeping you, dear viewers, aware of the latest information, regulations, and policies. Our aim is to help you obtain information on the latest developments at the local scene. So stay tuned for more coming your way this evening. In our first report, the 101st meeting of the Organization of Arab Petroleum Exporting Countries, OAPEC, was held in Kuwait. The meeting was attended by the Council of Petroleum Ministers of the member states. After the meeting, the ministers of the United Arab Emirates, Iraq, and Algeria hosted the press conference to answer questions regarding the meeting. Here's more with Saleh Al-Abedi.
The OAPEC Council of Ministers 101st meeting was concluded, and the ministers of the United Arab Emirates and the Republic of Iraq and the Republic of Algeria have hosted a joint press conference to update the press on the latest outcomes of this meeting. One of the main outcomes is that they have agreed to decrease the production of petroleum to 1.2 million barrels, which is a 3% decrease, and that they will encourage non-OPEC members to decrease their current production by 2%.
Today's meeting, you are talking about OAPEC, yes? Yeah. You see, OAPEC is an organization that has been established several decades ago. So it has a stability, and therefore we reviewed what the Secretariat has presented to us, and we discussed a number of decisions. One of them, of course, is the approval of the budget and the plan for next year. We also approved a number of resolutions for the continuity of the Secretariat of its work next year. We also reviewed what the Secretariat has done in terms of the scientific studies it has carried. Quite extensive work has been done during 2018, plus their presence in a number of international conferences, and we valued their presence and their contribution, and also their activities.
During the conference, they have confirmed their commitment to the 2018 Vienna Agreement, which they are optimistic that will cause an increase in oil prices after the prices dropped due to the increased amount of production. Towards the end, the speakers have expressed gratitude on Kuwait's commitment to the international agreements.
The OAPEC press conference was concluded right here. This is Saleh Al-Abedi reporting to you for Kuwait in 30 Minutes.
Under the auspices of the Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs, Mohammed Nasser Al-Jabri, the award ceremony for creative advertisement was organized at the Al Baraka Ballroom of the Crown Plaza Hotel. The event was attended by government officials, prominent representatives of the media and advertisement and corporate communities, and distinguished guests. Our reporter Najla Sadiq brings us more.
With the ever-exciting and engaging world of advertisement, an award ceremony for creative advertisement capturing the competitive edge and team efforts was held at the Arab Media Forum under the patronage of the Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs, Mohammed Nasser Al-Jabri, who presented the awards to the winners. Audience enjoyed a screening of creative advertisement clips categorically prior to announcing the winners, in addition to award winners in various talent fields. Attendees also included participants and distinguished guests.
Well, we need such an event here in Kuwait because it will encourage and increase the creativity within the competitor and the advertising market, and it will be raising up standards of artwork, creative thinking, where it will be allowing Kuwait companies to compete in Dubai, Lebanon, and inshallah Cannes Lions.
And what's happening actually in the market in Kuwait, the ideas, the creativity that individuals are creating, the competition happening in the market, how they are getting out of the box, how they are actually trying to be new and a little bit different than others, which really makes me really happy. The market is very dynamic, which really shows that there is something different in Kuwait. I can see Snapchats, I can see Instagram. It's going to a really new level. The thing here is like, what's gonna happen later on? Are we going to be ready? Yes, we are. This is what Kuwait show us. Yes, we are going to be ready. And this is really, really interesting, I believe.
As the global advertising market experiences direct interaction and integration of various media portals and vehicles and modern advertisement methods such as digital media, social, conventional, and others, the viability of the industry increases with endless creativity. The Al Baraka Grand Ballroom of the Crown Plaza Hotel witnessed an impressive turnout of guests who enjoyed heightened spirits of the event.
The Palestinian embassy in Kuwait honored the Kuwaiti fencing player that refused to play against the Zionist regime's player during the World Championship in Switzerland. His Excellency the Palestinian ambassador acknowledged the fact that the Kuwaiti player was performing well during the championship, but decided to sacrifice his chance for winning to make a stand for the Palestinian cause. Here is more with Saleh Al-Abidi.
During the 2018 Fencing World Cup Championship that took place in Switzerland, the Kuwaiti fencing team member was performing excellently and he got to the final stages of the championship. However, his opponent was a team member of the Zionist regime. When he realized that, he decided to withdraw himself from the championship to avoid acknowledging the Zionist regime and shaking their player's hand, even though he was most likely to win.
First of all, thank you so much for coming and sharing this with us. Participating with them is very hard, not only for me and for all Arab people, I think. If I participate, that means I'm believing in the Zionist regime. For me, it's very hard to accept or to say anything against them. For me, I'm not believing in any member of them, the Zionist regime. So what I did is my right as an Arab and a Muslim.
Well, we've been following up that Mr. Shatti during the the World Championship in Switzerland, that in very advanced stages that he was supposed to play with an Israeli fencer, and Mr. Shatti decided to withdraw from the whole championship so that he will not allow himself to play with the Israeli counterpart. So for us it was a very big step by a Kuwaiti citizen, by a Kuwaiti champion who preferred not to win. He could be the winner of the championship, but he decided not to withdraw from this championship, or he decided not to sell his principles for the championship of the fencing international world championship in Switzerland. I believe that this move by Mr. Al-Shatti proves once again the Kuwaiti positions towards the Palestinian people, especially on all levels, on the level of official level, and on people's level, and now on sports level.
His Excellency, the Palestinian ambassador, gave out several awards to Abdulaziz al-Shatti on the behalf of the Palestinian government and the Palestinian community for taking a stand on the Palestinian cause. And he also gave him the medal that he truly deserves and stated that, in our eyes, you already won the championship, and this is your medal.
Today we are here in the Kuwait Amateur Fencing Association, where the Palestinian Embassy is honoring the Kuwaiti hero, Mr. Abdulaziz Shatti. This is Sahil Ubaid reporting to you for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
A poetry night was organized by the UAE Embassy and the Joint Program Production Institution in remembrance of the late Sheikh Zayed under the patronage of Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs Mohammed Nasser Al-Jabri. On this occasion, many events and activities are held and dedicated to the memory of Sheikh Zayed in the UAE and globally. More from our reporter Najla Sadeh.
Under the auspices of the Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs Mohammed Nasser Al-Jabri, a poetry evening in light of Zayed Year was organized by the United Arab Emirates Embassy in cooperation with the Joint Program Production Institution of the Gulf Cooperation Council at the institution's theater. The recital mirrored his nature and distinguished leadership, which were alluded to through profound poetry. Honorary guests of the evening included members of the diplomatic community and distinguished guests. This year marks the centenary of the late Sheikh Zayed, and the theme of this event is reference to his memory. Well-known poets from the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait recited special poems of purely profound meaning to his memory. In the United Arab Emirates, every year, events are conducted within and abroad carrying themes to strengthen the sentimental value of life and nurture the creative thoughts and ideas in which a society may breed deeper and richer culture. As the Zayed Year approaches its end, the memory of a remarkable leader resonates deeper in the minds and hearts for generations to come.
Organized by the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters and under the auspices of Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs Mohammed Al-Jabri, the 19th Theatrical Festival recently concluded from Al Desma Theatre with an award ceremony for the festival's participants. The winners of the evening included Kuwait Stage True, who garnered 4 awards. Faisal Al-Ubaid received Best Director Award, Mohammed Al-Rabah won Best Dramatist, Samah won Best Actress Award. In a leading role, Mahdi Al-Qassab grasped the Best Supporting Actor Award. The event witnessed the attendance of some of the most elite members of theater, including actors, directors, producers, and a panel of judges, both locally and internationally. Reporter Ghanwa Jabouri brings us more.
Organized by the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters, the 19th Theatrical Festival brings together actors, directors, playwrights, producers and artists who join hands to participate in one of Kuwait's most artistic and prestigious festivals.
This is my first meeting with the Kuwait theater, so everything is new for me, and I try to collect all experience, all knowledge, how it exists, how it works, also from the side of the scene and also from the managing, from organization of the theater. So everything is really, really interesting for me, because I like to compare
the shape of the theater in my country, in countries in Europe, and also in the Arabic world. So it's completely new, completely surprised, and also very interesting to see how it works.
I would like to say that I've watched a lot of performances. I haven't seen all of them because I arrived the second day. But I do think that collaboration with the Actor Studio, which is where I'm from. I am a member of the Actor Studio in New York City, which is one of the very prestigious acting studio where Al Pacino, Marlon Brando, Dustin Hoffman, Ellen Burstyn, Estelle Parsons, James Dean were formed as actors. So there is a huge difference between what we do there and what's being done around the world. So I'm trying to share what I've learned as an actress at the Actor Studio all over the world.
Dr. Jamila Mustafa Ligay, an expert in theatre and a critique of theatre, who arrived from Algeria as one of the many international guests of the festival, stated that the festival was executed with the utmost professionalism and detail, adding that she feels proud to be part of the prestigious festival. She further noted that Kuwait has done a great job and that the Kuwaiti theatre and all its participants should feel proud of their outstanding achievements.
I loved very much the experience I had with the students, even if they are most of them beginners. I enjoyed very much their willing to learn, they're willing to improve their skills, and they wanted more. So I enjoyed very much this fact, and I wanted to work with them again and again. So in the beginning we had just a few hours, and then we managed to have some more time to be together and work together.
Kuwait's Theatrical Festival sets out to honour and celebrate individuals who have led the theatrical movement in Kuwait and contributed to its development. The concluding night further witnessed an honouring ceremony of the participants of Kuwait's Theatrical Festival 2018.
The concluding night of Kuwait's Theatrical Festival has been nothing less than phenomenal. From Dasma Theatre, I'm Geno Jaburi reporting to you for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
The Korean Cultural Week recently kicked off from the premises of the Korean Embassy in the presence of His Excellency Hong Yoon-ki, Korean Ambassador to Kuwait. The event witnessed a number of activities taking place, including King of the Gimbap contest, which showcases the participants' abilities and skills in cooking Korean gimbap. The event then witnessed a Korean street food bazaar where participants had the opportunity to taste famous Korean street food. Here's more from our reporter.
The Korean Embassy recently hosted a colourful and engaging event at its premises in Mashref to kick off the Korean Cultural Week. The event witnessed a contest in Korean food, followed by a Korean street food bazaar. Participants and guests were bursting with enthusiasm at the colourful and culturally engaging spectacle.
Usually in December, with help from young Kuwaiti people, our embassy has always opened some cultural week. And the great feature of this cultural event is that it's driven by Kuwaiti participants. Our embassy is simply providing venues, and when I first came here 7 months ago, I'm really amazed by the fact that there are many young Kuwaiti people who love Korean music, Korean food, and but I didn't expect this kind of a big participation from very voluntary young Kuwaiti people. They organized it, and they made the choices for how to run the whole cultural event. So today is the first day, and it's for the Korean food. And a couple of hours ago, we had some competition making Korean food. And more than 30 Kuwaiti youngsters participate, and we selected 3 winners.
The Korean Culture Week is expected to witness a number of spectacles over the coming days, including a Korean movie night and a Korean singing contest.
And then we are going to have, from now on, Korean Street Food Festival. It's not a traditional delicacies, but in every country there are street food which suit the taste of local people, simple people, ordinary people. So today we are going to provide Korean street food to the Kuwaiti people, also other embassy peoples and foreigners as alike to enjoy. And then also this week we are going to have a Korean Cinema Week, 26th of December, and then we are going to have also singing contest too. So all these festivals are for the ordinary people to participate and enjoy.
The Korean Culture Week not only aims at promoting and introducing the Korean culture in Kuwait, but it also aims to provide a positive platform where Koreans, Kuwaitis and other nationalities indeed can engage and interact with each other in a fun and safe environment, and which indeed is culturally cultivating, entertaining and educational.
The Korean Week Festival engaging society with a wonderful and rich culture. From the Korean Embassy in Mashref, I'm Gena Jaburi reporting to you for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
Professor Marcus Hilgert delivered a lecture recently at El Yarmouk Cultural Center titled Why Culture Matters. Professor Hilgert is an ancient Near Eastern Studies and Cultural Heritage Research Specialist and the director of the Ancient Near East Museum at the Pergamon Museum in Berlin. The event witnessed full house attendance, including His Excellency Karl Berner, the German ambassador to Kuwait. The reporter Ghanwa Jabouri brings us more.
In his lecture, Why Culture Matters, the impact of culture and cultural heritage on societal challenges and sustainable development, delivered by Professor Marcus Hilgert, explains that there is a growing awareness with the groups on national and international levels that the impact of cultural practice and cultural heritage reaches far beyond the realm of culture.
Well, what I will be talking about today is what culture does to society and with society. I'm interested in the impact of culture. I'm not interested only in high culture, not only in music and literature and arts, but I'm interested in the contribution of culture to sustainable development, social cohesion, and the way we live. I think once that we've understood what role culture can play, it's important to integrate culture into other areas of politics. It's important to think about culture when we think about developing a society, when we think about security politics. And what I'm trying to say is that we need more research in order to understand how we do this, because this is a new field, it's an evolving field, and we need to understand what research we need in order to make culture more instrumental.
The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, UN, notes that all learners acquire the knowledge and skills needed to promote sustainable development, including, among others, through education for sustainable development and sustainable lifestyles, human rights, gender equality, promotion of a culture of peace and non-violence, global citizenship and appreciation of cultural diversity and of culture's contribution to sustainable development.
I'm very happy that we have Professor Hilgert from Berlin here. He is an expert. He is, among others, one of the directors of the Pergamon Museum, one of the or it is definitely the most visited museum in Germany. And also he is the CEO of the Cultural Foundation of the German States, actually. So he is really an expert, and he will be talking about the role and the importance of culture for any society. And I think that's also here in Kuwait, with this long tradition and with this long history of the country, a very important topic. So I'm really happy to have him here at the Dar al-Athar. I'm grateful to the Dar al-Athar for hosting him and presenting him to us here in Kuwait. And I can only recommend the lecture series here. And I would like to say on Sunday we have another event. There will be a concert actually with the piano player playing German pieces here in the Dar al-Athar at 7 o'clock in the evening. So we'll be very happy to see many of the viewers at that occasion as well.
The lecture explored how this impacts societal challenges and how this impact can be assessed or measured.
What a remarkable and intriguing lecture titled Why Culture Matters. From Al Yarmouk Culture Centre, I'm Gemna Jaburi reporting to you for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
The Kuwait Association for Alternative Medicine hosted a lecture by Dr. Imran Dawood, an international certified nutritionist, to highlight the latest nutritional issues. Many nutritional practitioners and researchers were present to discuss the latest findings and strategies that help improve their practices and advance their research. Here is more with Saleh Al-Abaidi.
The Kuwait Association for Alternative Medicine have hosted a lecture that discussed nutritional issues. The guest speaker was Dr. Imran Dawood, a certified international nutritionist. Dr. Imran spoke about the key strategies of modern nutrition and how to maintain a balanced nutritional lifestyle.
It's going to affect, this lecture presumably supposed to affect everybody. The way we present nutrition is totally different, where we present the lifestyle aspect into the food quality. I don't think so. The Kuwaiti society is very aware of the benefits of nutrition. The only thing that they need, the integrative component, where I can move you or I can walk you from knowledge to application.
Well, it is to inform the public about the importance of nutritional health and how to treat and deal with chronic illnesses through nutritional programs. It is very essential to use and to make your lifestyle in natural ways. Health style, lifestyle, and what you eat, it's very important for you and to treat your illnesses and to live a good quality of life.
The Kuwait Alternative Medicine Association was established in 2015, and it focuses on community development and protection. It does that by monitoring scientific developments in the field of alternative medicine. It also continuously publishes and translates the latest scientific journals, as well as sponsoring research and training programs to achieve their vision of a disease-free society.
Today we're enjoying a lecture about nutrition here at the Kuwait Association for Alternative Medicine. This was Saleh Al-Abaidi reporting to you for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
Unfortunately, this brings us to the conclusion of tonight's episode of Kuwait in 30 minutes. We hope to see you again same time next week. Our highly dedicated team of correspondents is constantly out on the field searching for reports that matter most to you. Thank you for joining us tonight, and see you next week with more exclusive reports. Have a good night.